The Rode PSA-1 is my favorite boom arm to use with the Rode Pod mic. In this video, we're going to talk about what I like, a couple small things that I don't like or would change, but overall, the vibe of this video, the Coles Notes of the whole thing, is that this stand is extremely transparent when you use the Rode Pod mic. What I mean by that is you don't notice it, you don't think about it. It does its one job of leaving the microphone where you put it every single time. Now, before we get into the whole review, if you are looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, if you're looking at buying anything that you see here, we do have links down in the description where you can find current up-to-date pricing from a variety of online retailers to make sure that you are getting the best price possible if you are looking to buy anything in this video. Now, first of all, let's walk through all the configurations and manipulation that you might use with the Rode PSA-1 and the Rode Pod mic. For me, if I'm doing video conferencing, I love having the microphone low like that. It floats the microphone up above my keyboard. I can still see the screen, brings the microphone in on a sideways angle, and this is my favorite position all the time. It doesn't drift, it doesn't shake, it doesn't do anything, and it insulates the microphone from the desk when I'm using it in this position. Now, if I have a bit more energy or if I'm in a dedicated face-to-face meeting where I'm not typing, I might bring it up to a mid position. You can see that this mid position is held quite well as well. If I'm standing, filming a video like this one, I'm going to go with a mid-high position. Again, you can tell if I like it hung, it'll hold that. If I like it sideways, it'll hold that as well. You can notice that it does that without falling, floating, shaking, or anything like that. Now, a lot of people do like their microphone overhead, pointed down. Again, with this geometry set this way, it's no problem at all. There's no shaking, it insulates the microphone well, and it does work perfect for this way as well. So walking through all the different configurations, it does a really good job of supporting the microphone. Now, in terms of cable management, there are a couple little tips that I have when using this configuration together. One is that you can undo these two screws here, remove this end part, and run the cable down. That does lock it off because one of my critiques on the Rode Pod mic with the PSA-1 is the cable management. The fact that the cable is exposed. You have to use these Velcro strips. You can use branded or unbranded. A lot of people just use the ones that come with it, but it's not recommended even that you use gaff tape to conceal it or anything like that because the cable does need to float and it does use more or less cable at any given time depending on the way that you manipulate the stand. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't recommend tape or anything. You just kind of got to deal with the cable management that they provide. To make this easier, of course, I'm using green cable here. You should probably use black cable if you are going to use this stand. While we're talking about this end of the microphone, another small pet peeve that I have about the Rode PSA-1 is that they put so many chrome, shiny components right at the end of the microphone stand. By its very nature, people who are using this stand are on camera. If you're on camera, that typically means that you have some type of lighting, whether or not you're using studio lights like I'm using in this video, or if you're counting on a window or something like that for your main key light. Chrome components reflect that light into the camera, the video conferencing, your computer, whatever you're using, and it can be distracting. I don't quite understand why you would choose to use chrome on a mic stand like this, so that is one critique that I have. If it was a flat or a satin black like the rest of the stand, I think that would be a much better idea. Now let's talk about the desk mount options that come with the Rode PSA-1. In this video, I am using a third-party mount because it is a bit more friendly to accommodating all the stands that we use here. But let's start off with the standard desk clamp here. The desk clamp works really well. I use this stand in a variety of environments. Oftentimes I'm recording something like a corporate podcast where I bring all my gear in a Pelican case. I show up on site, I bring it out, and I don't always know what I'm dealing with. Sometimes I'm on a high gloss boardroom table. Sometimes I'm dealing with softwood. Sometimes I'm hanging it off things I really should not be hanging a mic stand off of. So a couple things about this clamp here when you're in that environment. This foam is very forgiving. I'm never worried about scratching the top surface of any environment that I'm trying to set this stand up on. This nice material that they used here. It's not like corkboard, it's more like a synthetic rubber or foam or something, but it is very nice for what it is. One critique I have of this stand is that it doesn't close all the way. Sometimes I'm tempted to put on like a bracket or something like this. It will not clamp to that. So if you are thinking about hanging it off of something abstract because your desk doesn't hold it or something like that, you're going to need a different type of material or a different type of solution for that. But other than that, my only other critique is that it would be nice if there was some type of foam on the bottom half of this clamp as well. Sometimes I do pack along a bunch of like furniture pads, something that you put on the bottom of a chair to prevent scratching. That fills that gap nicely if I am interested, or if I do need to protect the bottom of a desk. Maybe that desk isn't mine or whatever, and I don't want anybody complaining that I put a clamp on there, so I do need to add that extra foam just to cover my butt so I don't upset anybody. One last criticism on this clamp is I do wish that it had a tension knob here. Sometimes on one desk that I have, the desk isn't totally level and the microphone stand will tend to creep towards me. So I do wish if they had some type of a tension knob there that would take it out. I have solved it before by wrapping gaff tape around the whole thing or wrapping gaff tape around the stem before I put it in. There are obviously solutions, but that would be one nice feature to have there. Next, we have the recessed flange mount. So this is designed, if you drill a hole in your desk, you can drop this in, tighten the screw on the bottom, and it would hold that clamp in place. This works really well. The only critique I have, again, is that it's chrome. As I wave it around here, you can see it will pick up studio lights. I would have much preferred something satin black or matte black or something like that. Chrome in the studio is never a good idea. Don't like that at all, but other than that, I think it does work great. Next, we have some comments on the overall build quality. Everything here is rock solid. It looks and functions as good as you see it on camera when you see people using this stand. There's not a lot of maintenance. Maybe every 6 months to a year, you'd use a flat screwdriver to tighten these up by maybe 1/8 of a turn, but really that's just because you're working it loose all the time. So there's nothing really to be scared of there. Everything that comes with it is extremely robust. You can tell looking at this that it is a very well built piece of equipment, so there's no concerns about build quality or anything like that. My last critique about this stand is the looks. The scissor design here with the 2 rods on each angle is a little bit dated, but it is still functional. When I compare this to something like a tube style boom arm, the functionality of this is still unbeatable. Those boom arms, every time you touch the mic, it'll shake. Here, it just goes right where you leave it. It might get one tiny little bounce back there that you can see, goes down and up, and then that's it. It doesn't move anymore. So this scissor geometry here, it may not look as nice as a tube style stand, but it does give these joints extra leverage on the microphone, and it better supports a heavy microphone like the Rode PodMic. This is one of the heavier microphones in this class, and this stand does hold it better than any other stand in terms of not drifting, not lifting, not shaking, or anything like that. It holds it rock solid. Which brings me back to my first point that I brought up. If you buy a mic stand or boom arm, the number one job of that piece of equipment is to hold the microphone where you leave it. And of every boom arm that we've tested with the Rode PodMic, which is quite heavy, the Rode PSA-1 does it better than all of them. So I do recommend the Rode PSA-1 first and foremost to all my friends to use with the Rode PodMic, and for you as well. I think you can't go wrong as long as you're not looking for that tube style look for the cosmetic side of your video production. If you're okay with the scissor style stand, you cannot go wrong with the Rode PSA-1. If you have any comments or experiences with this stand yourself, if you have a question about this stand that I did not answer in this video, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Again, if you are looking for pricing or specs, we have a ton of links down in the description to help you find you the best price possible if you're looking to buy this stand. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.